Hey, welcome back, folks. It is the Lucia Show. I don't know, Curtis. Yesterday was all Beatles. You had me. Today, it's all right. Okay, whatever. Welcome back to the Lucia program. Steve Aledort in the house. Hey there, Steve. How's it going?
It's going well. And by the way, I like your tie.
Oh, you like the tie?
Wow, yeah.
I broke this one out. You know, I went into my closet. We moved, as you know.
Yes.
And I've got 10,000 ties if I have one. And they're all in these hangers, right? I got a special tie hanger, but that one's used up with about 25 ties. So one of them broke, and about 50 ties are now in the bottom of my closet.
And then
I saw this one. I saw this one. I said, man, that's a good-looking tie. So I put it on this morning. I still haven't picked them up yet. And Jeannie's waiting for me to do it. And I'm kind of waiting for her to do it. And she's not budging.
Nope, your job when you get home.
Steve Aledort, you brought up a couple of things. You were obviously listening to me on your drive in.
I've got a 45-minute drive,
yes,
so I have a chance to kind of listen to you and see, hey, what are some things that we can kind of correlate with what you've talked about on the mortgage side? So first, what I want to do is what you were just talking about as far as whether you're buying the home with an IRA. And by the way, I've been doing this 25 years, and I've never been able to do a loan where somebody's doing it from an IRA. That's like
because you're not a hard money lender.
It's hard money.
It's hard money.
The other thing that you talked about, and for protection a lot of times, is putting your home in an LLC. But here's the other potential rub on that. It's doable. But if you are looking to do a loan and you currently hold title or vested with an LLC, that significantly minimizes the number of lenders that will do your loan.
Correct.
Fannie and Freddie will not do a loan in an LLC. They'll make you take it out of the LLC. So if that is one of your potential goals with some or all of your properties or investment properties, what you want to do is you want to buy that property with the normal vesting, husband and wife, joint tenants, tenants in common, community property. You want to secure a loan that you're going to be comfortable with for the long term. And then if you want to, go ahead and put it in the LLC at that point. But realize, if you're going to look to refinance, there could be some issues. You have to take it out of the LLC. The lenders may look at it when you're taking and changing vesting that way as a sale, even though you're refinancing it. And although we've gone back and forth, I've heard at times that it might end up affecting your property tax base. Might not, but those are risks.
It's not supposed to. But I tell you, and it's a very good point, thanks for bringing it up. We have had instances where we've had to get lawyers involved talking to the legal team at XYZ Bank because a lot of people on the lower end don't really understand the legalities of the LLC. The LLC is there to protect the rest of the assets. Remember, an LLC doesn't protect the property in question. You place the property in question in an LLC in order to protect your other assets. Most retirement assets, by the way, are protected. But if you have other properties, they're not. So if you get sued on property A and you've got property B, C, and D, property A may not have any equity, but B, C, and D may be free and clear. Guess what? You could lose the 3 properties that are free and clear, and they don't even care about the property that's got the debt on it. So it is important that you have a team of people and a loan financial planner that understands that stuff like you.
Yeah, and then the other step is you get the lender to be okay with it, then wherever you're living at, you've got to make sure that the county recorder is clear on that, because they're the ones that are going to potentially hit you with a change in property tax value.
Exactly.
So things that you've got to be very aware of if you are going to put a property into an LLC.
Steve Aledort, he's our loan financial planner. You can get a hold of him at loanfinancialplanner.com. He's a very, very, very smart guy, and we talk about fun stuff all the time. Now, I was mentioning last segment that in some cities around this country, the real estate market has just been on fire. What do you do? Do you still buy? Do you wait? I've had people ask me that, and I don't have a good answer.
You know, that's, again, it's like somebody asking me, well, what do you think interest rates are going to do? And what I tell them is, well, A couple of things. They're either going to, well, actually three things. They're either going to stay the same, they're going to go up, or they're going to go down. But do I know when and by how much? And the answer is nobody does. I mean, of course, there are things within the economy that gives us an idea as to what may happen with the pressure of interest rates. The Fed's limiting their purchasing or decreasing their purchasing of mortgage-backed securities may put a pressure on mortgage rates going up. The Fed's slowly increasing the short-term rates. Again, not directly linked to long-term mortgage rates, but at least we've seen over the last year or two more of a movement of long-term mortgage rates going up with the Fed's moving rates up. So
yeah, it's interesting. We've seen the 30-year rates come down a little bit.
Slightly.
And the 10-year rate, well, it's come down a tiny bit, but it's still hovering around 3%, right?
Correct. I think a little bit
lower than 3%. And that's how you get to a mortgage rate of what today?
I mean, you're looking probably, I mean, it all depends. Scenario, you're looking at actually some of my jumbo lenders, I actually have better pricing, which depending upon what area you're in, loan amounts either above 453.1, or if you're in an area where they're what's called a high balance conforming limit.
Is that where I live?
Correct. Yes, we're definitely
of course,
in the high
why
area.
not?
Anywhere between 649 and 679. I mean, you can look at rates in 4.25, 4.3, standard Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, mid fours on up, based on your credit profile, how much you're putting down or what equity you have in your property, your credit scores, whether you're doing a purchase or a refinance, whether you're taking cash out on a refinance or just taking out your existing mortgage. But they've remained fairly steady over the last month or so.
Okay, I want to talk more about this when we come back. Do you buy the home? Do you buy the rental property? Do you wait? And does the amount of down payment really make that big of a difference when it comes to doing your financing? You and I, Steve, have talked about this for years, how utilizing the home as a potential retirement tool, how utilizing your retirement funds either to get into a home or to buy a rental property makes sense. But I have to be very honest with you. Right now, I'm very, very confused, if not almost afraid to make a move. Can you talk me off the ledge here?
Well, yeah, I think I can potentially do that. What I'd like to do, and we may have to carry it over into the next hour, is that in your previous hour, you also talked about holistic financial planning and the difference between the balance of getting a return on your money and then your comfort or emotional zone as far as how important it is to balance that out.
He was paying attention. Steve Aledort, that's exactly what I was talking about. And you hit the nail on the head. We'll come back and finish discussing that because it may not be about the economics of the house or the timing of the house. It may be more about how the house makes you feel. And is that important to you? I think the shrinks would tell us it does.
Oh, it absolutely does. There's a definite balance, and there's always been a definite balance.
We'll take a quick break and come back with Steve Aledort, our lone financial planner.